Hi, my name is Dan McManus, and I'm the Executive Director of the Life Enriching Communities Foundation. Thank you for being a part of the 2022 State of the Foundation program. We're excited to share many successes with you and hope it will encourage you as well as give you a clear picture of the impact your generosity made in 2021. We'll also touch base on where we're headed in 2022. Once again, the State of the Foundation is virtual this year. We're thankful to be able to communicate this message to a large audience, but of course, we'd much rather see your smiling faces live.
Good evening, and welcome to the State of the Foundation report. I am Jack Wilde, an 18-year resident of North Campus, and I am also a member of the Board of Trustees of the LEC Foundation. We're very pleased this evening to share with you the blessings that 2021 has brought to our community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lisa Zimmer, and I'm the Executive Director at Twin Lakes. I am broadcasting to you today from the Twin Lakes newly renovated main dining room. 2021 brought us great challenges. It also brought us tremendous responsibility and opportunity. I am so proud and pleased to be a part of such an amazing team and also to be associated with so many forward-thinking and generous donors. The residents, families, and associates of Twin Lakes have stepped up in 2021 like no year before. We are so grateful to have the opportunity to provide the newly designated HOPE, Helping Others Pursue Education Scholarship, due to the generous donation of residents. Another amazing initiative is the VST Alert Pilot Program that will help to reduce falls and improve the lives of residents now and in the future. Thank you to our many donors and to all who are associated with Twin Lakes.
Greetings. If we have not met, my name is Scott Mcqueen, and I'm the President and CEO of Life Enriching Communities. I am pleased to be able to speak with you today. Wish we could be in person. Before we get into speaking specifically about the foundation, let's talk about a couple of really big things that we'd be remiss to not cover. Obviously, the pandemic has gone on far longer than anybody would have ever predicted or thought. It's been a very long, hard road to travel and continues to be through this winter. We're hopeful that things will mitigate come spring, if not sooner. The toll's been high. It's a very significant challenge for everyone. I do recognize and appreciate that, and I just want to say your resilience, the resilience of residents and staff, is really, truly remarkable. We must take that resilience, use that, continue to move forward with life and the things that are important to us. I want to really encourage you to hang in there. I still firmly believe we're going to overcome this pandemic, and hopefully it's going to be here shortly. Our most significant concern continues to be the overall well-being of residents and associates, and it will remain so. And when I say well-being, overall, not just physical health and those kinds of things, but the overall well-being of each person is our goal. The staffing challenge that has really become even more of an issue in this past 12 months. It was always an issue prior to that, but just maybe not as widely known. It's easily the most difficult I've seen it in my 33 years in senior living. As with most organizations, we have a core group that we really count on. That was true before the pandemic and has certainly been true throughout the pandemic. That group is wearing down and have been so. The toll is just extremely high. And as you know, we've lost some of our folks to retirement or just could not maintain the schedule or whatever the case may be. And people are just very weary. These are just facts. These are not complaints. It's the reality of what we're dealing with. It's a very grave concern. It's our number one priority. We talk about it every day, trying to think of different ways that we can do whatever different things we need to do to retain and recruit really good people. That's our objective. So in some ways, it feels like we're kind of at war here with this virus. We're at war with rules and regulations that have been layered on us upon all the things we already had through the state and federal government. We're at war trying to find and keep good staff. We're at war with hopelessness. We're at war with isolation. We're at war with fearfulness. And as you know, all these things can be very exhausting and take a significant toll, as we've just talked about. So we need to really challenge ourselves to be bringers of hope as often as we possibly can, and particularly on those days we don't really feel like doing that. But it is truly important to come alongside one another and provide that hope and encouragement. So even in this long crisis, our supporters of the foundation have really remained faithful and generous to support the causes that we all believe in: benevolent care, pastoral care, and supporting our associates and special projects from time to time. It is really key, I think, during these difficult times to remind ourselves of these things that are important to us, like the things I just mentioned, and how the foundation can really support those important things because they are important to us. We have a clear mission of service to provide exceptional everyday experiences in Christian community. Some of these recent days have not felt very exceptional. There's no question about that. And that's, again, where we need to challenge ourselves to be bringers of hope and come alongside each other. As we announced a few months ago, we are affiliating with the Wesley communities in Columbus. This continues to move forward, and although it's not official yet, it will be here later in the first quarter. We are already working together on many of these challenges that we all share. This is an expansion of mission for both organizations as we join together that allows us to create more horsepower to work collaboratively to combat these very, very big challenges that we face. The LEC Foundation is one of our important avenues that we can travel to live out this mission. For example, about 23 years ago, we thought it would be a good idea at Twin Towers to have a wellness center, which became the Connection, and a community gathering space, which eventually became the Golden Community Center, as it is today there at Twin Towers. Their impact exceeded our wildest dreams as we look back now, and showed how important this sense of community and these type of elements to create that community, and how important that is, and how it needed to be incorporated at Twin Lakes. And I've often wondered, would this ever have happened if some people wouldn't have stepped forward in 1999 and said, I'll support that. I believe in that. That sounds like a good idea. And provided almost $3 million that allowed us to create those things at Twin Towers. And then to discover how truly important they were, and then replicate them at Twin Lakes. What a great thing. As I've watched and participated in many things like this over 25 years and seen the amazing impact they have had on our communities, it's easy to say, I want to support that, both now and into the future when I'm not here anymore, through the Living Legacy program that we have through estate planning, that we can become part of the future even when we're not here. What a privilege. I just want to say, be careful about thinking your gift might be too small. If many participate, the impact will be great. So thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today, and just want to wish you all the very, very best into this new year that we're in now, and just say, of course, that we are all very hopeful that the pandemic will come to that end very soon. So it's my pleasure at this point to introduce this next segment of our program. If you're at Twin Towers, you're going to hear next from Nancy Richardson, a resident at Twin Towers, and then you're going to hear from Matt Hildebrand, who is our foundation manager at Twin Towers. And if you're at Twin Lakes, you're going to hear from Dickfreiburg, who is a resident at Twin Lakes, of course, and then Tammy Racy, our foundation manager at Twin Lakes. And then in closing, Dan McManus, our executive director of the LEC Foundation, will bring our closing to this program. So thank you again for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
My name is Dick Freiberg. My wife is a retired school guidance counselor, and I'm a retired orthopedic surgeon. A number of years ago, we realized we didn't need a three-floor dwelling anymore and began looking around. We visited many places like Twin Lakes, but when we looked around that very carefully, we were entranced. Twin Lakes has everything imaginable you could want. Beautiful dwellings, beautiful scenery, wonderful services of all kinds, meals, maintenance, gym. Oh, everything I can think of is just delightful in this surroundings. And we have been wonderfully happy here and feel it was the best decision in our lifetime. There are many things about Twin Lakes which please me. One of the things is the benevolent society. Once a patient is entered into Twin Lakes, they are guaranteed that they will never be kicked out because their funds diminish. And I think this is a type of kindness that probably is not occurring anywhere else. The other thing that has been of great interest to me as a physician is the way they have handled the COVID-19 problem. This has been extremely difficult for everybody in the whole country. But Twin Lakes has managed this in an amazingly thorough and effective way, and I commend them for this. Now, I've brought up several things that are wonderful here. I can't list them all, as I would be talking beyond the time that I've desired to talk. My wife, Adrian, and I donate to the Benevolent Fund because we would be terribly troubled if the people who need it didn't get it. It's a very important feature at Twin Lakes.
Although 2021 was another challenging year in many ways, your compassion, expressed through your generosity, made it an incredibly strong year. Regardless of what 2021 threw at us, we have seen our communities come together to love and support one another in many special ways. We at the Foundation were grateful to be a part of this. As we like to say, our purpose is not to raise money. Money is simply the tool used to fulfill our purpose, which is to make it easy to bless the lives of our residents, associates, and resident families so we can all live our best lives possible. During this presentation, we will highlight some of the ways you blessed others through your generosity in 2021. If you were here last year or have seen our impact report, you may recall our 2021 goals were to grow community support, grow endowment for current and future stability, and grow impact on residents and associates. In spite of all the challenges, we saw much success in those endeavors last year, and would like to share some of them with you. Matt Hildebrand, Development Manager at Twin Towers, will take it from here.
Thanks, Dan. I feel privileged to share our 2021 total invested support with you tonight. This support directly leads to an investment in people's lives, and that's what gets us so excited about what we do with Life Enriching Communities Foundation. We're encouraged that people view our communities as a family, and as a family, we take care of each other. The total operating support received in 2021 was $1,211,966. And because of you, $102,064 was added to the endowment. Thank you so much. There were 822 donors in 2021, and 290 of those donors were brand new. Our goal is to offer as many people as possible an opportunity to significantly impact lives. 595 of our donors came from outside of Twin Towers and Twin Lakes communities, which speaks to goal number one of growing community support. There are many people outside the walls of this community who love and value the type of community we have. And now I want to talk a little bit about benevolent care. Benevolent care helps ensure that residents who have outlived their personal financial resources or experienced some catastrophic event continue to live in the home at Twin Towers or Twin Lakes, and they continue to receive the highest quality care and remain a part of the community that they love. This area of support is the cornerstone of our ministry and provides support for the Life Enriching Community's benevolent care costs, which reached over $1.5 million last year. In 2021, contributions received was $573,959 for both Twin Towers and Twin Lakes. But there's still a gap. Our endowment and investment gains partially fund this gap, but because of your generosity, our promise remains to ensure our residents will be taken care of when you become a part of the Twin Towers and Twin Lakes family. You supported, through the foundation, 67 residents this past year, which is about 1 in 12 residents. If you've been around our communities for any length of time, you've probably heard the foundation talk frequently about our goal is to be a blessing. And here's an example of what that means to one of our residents' family members. These are words from the daughter of a resident who wanted others to know the importance of benevolent care. This person wrote, "My family and I are both very grateful and appreciative for the help I receive from benevolent care, which enables me to continue living actively among many friends in a place I affectionately call home, with the comforting assurance that I will never be turned away. We are dedicated to helping others live their best life." And now I want to take a moment to talk about pastoral care. And I just love this part of our organization. It's one of the reasons why almost 5 years ago I was excited to join Life Enriching Communities. I love that we value spirituality, and I love what pastoral care the chaplains and the staff do at our communities. And pastoral care helps to ensure that the residents of Twin Towers, Twin Lakes, and their family members and our associates receive spiritual support and counseling by providing the funds necessary to maintain the chaplaincy ministry. Pastoral care is the heart of our ministry, and your gift preserves, protects, and perpetuates our spiritual foundation. We are so grateful for the pastoral care department who serves us each and every day. Chaplain Christy Stricker, Chaplain Daniel Niklich, and Jeff Holmes at Twin Towers, and Chaplain Stephen Copeland, Dan Dennis, and Tim Crowley at Twin Lakes. In 2021, contributions for pastoral care were $40,803. And we want to thank those of you who have given generously to pastoral care, and many of you have given monthly, and we're so thankful for that. What we love is that we are in the top tier of organizations who make it a priority to focus resources in pastoral care and spiritual support. We have the ability to do this because of you. And next, I want to talk briefly about our greatest needs. This area of support helps to ensure our Twin Towers and Twin Lakes communities receive the highest quality of support and resources by supporting our greatest needs. These needs range from supplementing unfunded benevolent and pastoral care to closing the gap on unreimbursed nursing expenses for residents on Medicaid. As you can see on the pyramid on the slide, unreimbursed nursing expenses is our largest mission need. We have some folks in long-term nursing on Medicaid. Twin Lakes had 6 residents on Medicaid served throughout 2021, and Twin Towers had 56. We organizationally make up that difference. It's the difference between what healthcare costs and the amount reimbursed by Medicaid. This gap is significant. It's over $4 million, and the healthcare provided to residents on Medicaid is no different than that provided for all of our residents. We're extremely grateful. The total contributions received for our greatest needs in 2021 was $218,196. And the important thing to understand is this area of support goes towards serving the greatest needs and is critical funding used to fill gaps and support certain initiatives. A musical feast event is the largest contributor to the greatest needs, and our artists and residents are a huge blessing to our communities. Again this year, we held a virtual musical feast event, and we heard great reviews and comments on this program and presentation. This event gave us the opportunity to showcase our artists and residents who are a true blessing to have in our communities, and we love to behold their talents. A musical feast raised $188,158 for our general needs, and we welcome 10 new corporate sponsors. We're so thankful for all of you who made this event a huge success during the past 2 years, considering they've been very different than the past. We have a date for next year's event, and we'd like for you to save that date. It's Thursday, October 13th, 2022, and we'll have more information on this to come. And finally, during our musical feast, we had Gifts from the Heart appeal again, and because of you, 115 days of benevolent care, 116 days of long-term nursing, and 7 days of pastoral care were provided. Thank you so much for your generosity. You know, accomplishing what we do with Life Enriching Communities Foundation is truly a team effort. And I'll say this again, I have the best team around. We accomplish great things, but we also have a good time doing it, and we believe in the mission of our organization. And so it really makes our job a joy. And I would like to introduce my counterpart, the development manager over at Twin Lakes, Tammy Racy.
Thank you, Matt. Yes, this is Tammy Racy, Development Manager here at Twin Lakes, and I'm pleased to be with you tonight, thrilled to be with you tonight, to share with you some of the amazing facts and figures and things that we've been able to do to bless our communities in the past year. So again, thanks for tuning in. The first slide I'll talk about is our Twin Towers Auxiliary and Friends of Twin Lakes. We'll share a little bit about that. You know, the past couple years have been challenging, and we are so grateful that you are an integral extension and part of the foundation team. The past few years, you know, just the outpouring of love, compassion, and support that we've seen has been wonderful. So thank you. The campus shops have both played a vital role in maintaining our level of normalcy. And, you know, we just want to show our gratitude and appreciation for those of you who took time to volunteer and be at those particular locations to just say hi to a friend or a neighbor who pops into the campus shop. So again, thank you for being a part of our communities in this special way. Throughout our campuses this year, 64% of associates participated in the Associate Appeal, and that is up from last year, which is significantly up. We had just record numbers from Twin Lakes and Twin Towers and Concord Reserve. It was new for them this year. So Dan did an amazing job of educating them about what the Associate Appeal is and gaining support for that. So we're grateful to him that he brought that into their community as well and enabled associates to give back in that amazing way. This year continued to be challenging, of course, for both residents and associates, as I talked about before. But, you know, everyone continued to adapt in any area that we needed. Our associate team, we still have people doing things that are kind of outside of their typical roles and job descriptions. So again, we are just really grateful for our associate team and all that they do to provide an exceptional experience for our residents every day. And we hope that you feel that in return. Next up, we will talk about the Grateful Hearts program. I love this program. It is exciting to share with other associates when someone wants to recognize and honor them. They receive a letter letting them know what the sentiment was and the thank you and words of gratitude. And their supervisor also receives it, and Scott Mcqueen gets a copy. It's just a wonderful way to express a thank you and, you know, this special act or something you did to go out of your way made a difference in someone's life. And I received a call this morning from a resident who wanted to honor someone. So again, thank you for thinking of our associates through the Grateful Hearts program, because we truly do appreciate it. It makes your day when you hear that someone wanted to honor you. This year, 154 associates were recognized, and that yielded $12,818 that goes right back into our community and to our residents and the things that we need to provide or things that we can bless the community with. So know that when you honor someone in that way, it truly is going right back into your community. But thank you for thinking of our associates in this wonderful way. Next up, we will talk about our LEC board. We have a phenomenal group of people on our board. They are just exceptional human beings who want to be a part of our communities through board engagement. They bring their expertise and their knowledge, their experiences, their life experiences and work experiences, both. And they truly give us feedback on the things that we're doing. And again, they're super engaged. And one of the ways that they're engaged is, through 100% participation this year. We had 100%. All of our board members wanted to give back to our community. And, the average within not just our industry, but across the board with board participation is 74%. So I think that just speaks highly about the level of our board participation and what they truly want to do for our communities. They care about our mission and they care about serving others. The board raised $36,189 throughout that participation. So again, we just say thank you to them. We are honored to have them as part of our organization. And, they give of their time and their resources. So we feel incredibly blessed to have this group of people with us. I'd like to talk a little bit about our community partners. 2021 was truly a collaboration with many outside partners who supported and value our communities. We have the opportunity to work with vendors throughout the year for our musical feast event. A lot of them want to provide support and show us how much they care about our residents. They're here on campuses and see our residents every day when they're working on a remodeling project or something that's happening to better our communities. So they become close with people too, and they want to show their love and support as well. We've had funders such as OP and W.E. Edwards, the Cambridge Foundation, the GE Foundation, the Ohio Department of Medicaid, and our resident partners. We have so many residents who give back in incredible ways to the community because of things that are special to their heart. I'll give you a great example of this year. We lost Jerry Mueller, Chaplain Jerry Mueller, and what a loss to our community, just spiritually, friendship. He had so many friends. He never met a stranger. He had just so much love in his heart that oozed out to everyone he met. Never met a stranger, we greatly miss him. And one of his wishes was to provide funding for the Chapel AV project because he realized over COVID and knew even before then that the AV system was something that needed to be upgraded. But we really realized it once COVID hit and had to use it on a daily basis. And, the system you'd see some shakiness or you'd have some background humming or whatever it might be. And it was so important to him to have the ability for our residents to see things clearly, whether it was a chapel service or, anything that we might televise from there. It was just really important to him. We had so many people give back, whether it was friends, relatives, people Jerry knew, our residents, associates, who gave generously after he passed because he wanted gifts to go toward the AV chapel system. And we had a special resident couple come forth and express that they wanted to fund whatever was left of that project that needed to be funded. And we are so greatly appreciative to everyone who gave to this initiative to make that happen. I've said it before, but I know Jerry is smiling down from heaven and is so thrilled to know that this is going to happen in 2022 for our residents, for our associates, and knowing that everybody will have the opportunity to enjoy great programming from the chapel. So again, we thank Jerry for thinking of the community in this way, and we thank you for wanting to be a part of making that happen.
To wrap up, I want to talk a little about stewardship. We want you to be assured that we are properly taking care of the resources you have entrusted to us. In particular, I want to touch base on the endowment. We talk a lot about the endowment because it's so important. The endowment is a long-term investment that lasts forever and adds stability during hard financial times. It is a portfolio of investments made up of historical and new gifts, as well as capital appreciation. These dollars are permanently restricted, which means the gifts, or principal, can never be spent. However, the income and appreciation can be spent. Our policy is to spend up to 5% of the total value of the endowment to support our missional needs, a large chunk of which is benevolent care, pastoral care, and long-term nursing for those on Medicaid. To manage our investments, we have an investment committee made up of senior staff, board members, and outside investment experts who meet quarterly to review our results and make any needed adjustments to the portfolio. We also have an investment policy which has a goal of minimizing risk and maximizing return. So let's look at our endowment to learn a little bit about it. Currently, our endowment is over $10.5 million and generates income for 8 areas of support, including benevolent care, pastoral care, and long-term nursing needs for those residents on Medicaid. Our long-term objective is to grow the endowment so that through it, all of our missional needs can be met. Although most endowment gifts are made through estate planning, in 2021, 2 of our current residents made immediate gifts to the endowment, totaling over $100,000, which we're extremely grateful for. One gift was designated for benevolent care at Twin Towers or Twin Lakes, while the other was designated for the greatest need throughout life-enriching communities. Additionally, 14 of our current Living Legacy Club members decided to permanently restrict their estate gifts. This will add over $1.2 million to the endowment. So why is growing the endowment so important? The reason is because the endowment adds over $525,000 to our operating budget each year. That's over $500,000 each and every year. So if you're considering leaving the Life Enriching Communities Foundation in your estate plans, we ask that you consider permanently restricting your gift for the endowment. It's a gift that keeps on giving and will impact the lives of today's residents as well as those you will never know. As you can see, we're certainly very blessed by our past residents who had the foresight to make this kind of gift. So, what are our goals in 2022? Well, they're the same as last year. First, to grow the endowment for current and future stability through planned gifts and larger gifts. A big part of our job as the development team is to educate you on how to effectively do this, if you're so inclined. No pressure, just education. Why is this our number one focus? Because the income that our endowment provides is significant, but only covers about 10% of our actual need. Our goal is for it to cover 100% of our need. Second, we want to continue to grow community support through corporate sponsorships and grant writing. We've been very successful at this to date and plan on continuing to grow it. Lastly, through your generosity, we want to grow our impact on residents and associates. We want to be able to impact more lives at a higher level. This is our ministry, to be a blessing. In summarizing this past year, even though we had a challenging year on the whole, many amazing things happened. For example, the creative ways people made gifts to be a blessing. We received gifts of appreciated stock, gifts from entrance fee refunds. We received gifts of qualified charitable distributions from individual retirement accounts, as well as gifts from donor advised funds, and even a charitable gift annuity, which not only supports the foundation's efforts, but also provides current income for the donor. Scott talked about back in the 90s, people who stepped forward to support projects that made a difference in the past, like the Connection and the Golden Center at Twin Towers. We had many step forward in 2021 too. One resident and her family underwrote an innovative early alert system for a falls prevention program. Another resident created a new scholarship in order to further the education of our associates. We also had many gifts that were made to replace the AV system in the chapel at Twin Lakes, including one couple who stepped up in a significant way to help us reach our goal. All of this support blesses people's lives. Thank you. To wrap up, we're very excited to share with you a program we have developed called the Next 100. The purpose of Next 100 is to bring our past to life, celebrate the rich history of life-enriching communities, and ensure that our culture continues on for the next 100 years and beyond. We have 4 special events planned throughout 2022, and many of our own residents will be presenters at these programs. Our kickoff event will be held in March and will focus on the history of Twin Towers. Our second event will focus on the history of Twin Lakes. The third event will look at the role faith has played throughout our history. And the last event will highlight the philanthropic heroes from the very beginning of life-enriching communities until today. Keep your eyes open for original historical documents, articles, and photos which will be displayed across each campus. We hope you'll join us for these presentations and learn about our deep roots and why we are such a special family. We can't wait to celebrate the next 100 with you. Well, we hope this has been enlightening. I know this was a lot of information to take in, so to help you out, we'll be distributing an impact report, which will highlight much of what we discussed. And you can always call us if you have any questions. We'd love to talk to you. Thank you for your continued support, for investing in people, and for being a blessing. Your generosity truly is heartwarming. Now, to close it out, let's turn it over to our chairman of the board of the foundation, Ron Bashir.
Thank you, Dan. As Dan said, my name is Ron Bashir, and I'm the board chair for the foundation. And I've had the great pleasure over the last 18 years of serving in some capacity. Mary and I live in Montgomery, so we're right around the corner. I love being over on campus with you. As you know, this past 2 years really have been amazingly challenging, but the good news is, the great news is, we had terrific results in the foundation. And of course, why is that? It's all about you and your generosity and support. And just the essence, and I see it every day, is so many people's lives are changed by your generosity. Dan and others spoke about this amazing initiative that's coming up the next 100 years. I think you're going to enjoy getting engaged. You'll be hearing more and more about that, and we'll let you know as we go. So we're looking forward to an even greater impact in 2022 and beyond. And I guess the bottom line is we just want to say thank you on behalf of the board, on behalf of the team. Thank you.